network to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
I'd also like to give a congratulations. You played yourself. Why? Laura, did you see the story about Jada Pinkett-Smith talking about the lack of protection is the biggest wound in her relationship?
I saw the headline, but I didn't click on it.
Wow.
Lack of protection is the biggest wound in her relationship.
You know what? I was speculating
I don't
something
understand.
like that, which is what inspired Will to feel like he needed to protect in that moment.
Wait, did you read the rest of the story? Did you hear the clip, or are you just going by the headline?
I read the story.
Okay.
Why, is there audio, too, to go along with it?
It's from Red Table Talk. So I want to know how it was framed. Like,
Well, what else was said in the article? That's just that line.
Well, it's mostly just about how she felt. I mean, she's just talking about how she felt unprotected and you know, living her life and, you know, hit the button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yo, that Red Table Talk might need to go away. If they trying to preserve this, like, yo, your man went on stage and smacked somebody trying to protect you. You know what I'm saying? And Shawnee, you told me you listened to the Will Smith David Letterman conversation that happened before, that was recorded before the Chris Rock incident, correct?
I did. And
it led you to believe what?
that he always felt like he was considered soft, and that you can see that there was a breaking point and that there's tons of pressure on his back. It revealed some minor things if you read in between the lines at this point, because you have hindsight based on that interview. You can see why it led up to the point of him wanting to slap Chris Rock.
And so then you go, okay, Jada, and then now fast forward, and this is out today? And I actually didn't look at the date of when the Red Table Talk was. But nonetheless, my point being, at what point are you going to protect Will Smith? This is your children's father. This is your husband. Like, are you just going to keep saying that he's lacking in something?
Right.
And continue down this road after the entanglement, after the Chris Rock smack, after all the other rumors, and for that I have...
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I think we have to be honest with ourselves that none of us have any real understanding. I'm not saying that's like we don't have the right to give any opinion, but we have no understanding what the hell's going on in that relationship.
That's right.
Like, nothing about what they do appears to be, with all due respect in terms of how most people live their lives, normal or regular.
That's right. That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, because if you go back and watch, because I feel a way about ever blaming Jada for Will's actions, because he's his own person, makes his own decision. But when you go back and watch her reaction beginning to end, it's hard to understand. You are like, how could someone be sitting there so calmly as their husband is clearly imploding?
Right.
It's all very strange.
There was something, I don't know how I got to this because I don't recall anymore, and I didn't preserve it in my brain either. But it was something to the effect of things that she stated she always felt like she didn't feel protected. And maybe in that moment it was like, here's another example of somebody attacking me, and you think it's a joke.
So I'm online reading, but the quote of her feeling unprotected goes back. Right. She's like, in my relationships. She goes back to talking about her mother, because her mother at one point was dealing with addiction.
Gotcha.
She talked about feeling unprotected from that point in her life. And it caused her to feel a certain type of way growing up. So they were opening up about the grandmother's addiction, but she just talks about she carried that feeling of being very very overprotective or being very extremely defensive in her relationship.
Yeah, she did say that. But I still say congratulations, you played yourself, because that's why Will went up there and smacked Chris Rock.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And now look what y'all dealing with. Laura, what you got?
So, yesterday, writer, actress, I love this woman, Quinta Brunson. Are you familiar with her? Abbott Elementary. I keep telling you guys to watch the show.
Yeah. the star. She's the principal.
Abbott Elementary. She's like the main joint, right?
Yeah, main character, and she's a writer, and she's incredible.
Writer,
So yesterday she gave some of her fans the button.
Do you hear Ebro just fake that with you, Laura? That
What do you
was
think?
unlike anything. Abbott
It's like the main
Elementary.
joint. She's like, you know what I mean?
She's right in.
I couldn't even think of the name of it.
Abbott
Writer
Elementary.
and lead. I couldn't think of it.
She created
All
and
right.
stars, okay? You
Okay,
know, the
so
show
what
is
happened?
about, a fictional Philadelphia elementary school. The setting is in an elementary school and the ins and outs what teachers go through. It's funny. It's a funny show. So she goes on to say, it's so wild how many people have asked for a school shooting episode of the show I write. People are that deeply removed from demanding more from politicians they've elected instead of demanding entertainment. I can't ask. She's like, are y'all okay? Because no, they're basically asking her, begging for her to write a school shooting episode of her comedy show because they feel, in the tweets that I saw, that would probably help other politicians understand how much gun reform is needed. And she's like, how about you take that energy and use it to vote and ask your elected officials for change? She's like, I am begging you. And she, at that point, she went off on Twitter, made some great points, and she was giving everybody the button because I just feel, what are we talking about?
You played yourself.
It's easier to ask her than it is to ask somebody you voted for.
Or
people
not voted
feel
for.
like that could actually get done or didn't vote at all. But by the way, conversation, just yapping and talking, ain't fixing none of these problems that we have in society. Rosenberg, what you got?
Well, mine is not about that subject. I moved away to relax last night and cleared my head by turning on the NBA playoffs, to which I'll give two congratulations. Number one, if you don't follow your boy Rosenberg Radio on social media and listen to my other platforms, hit the button.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Because I've been giving out these winners on FanDuel.com, baby. Yet again, Celtics with the big cover last night. So number one, congrats if you're not paying attention. Number two, if you're ever hoping to see a good basketball game, hit the button.
Congratulations. You
Yo,
played yourself.
can we get a game that's like within 20 points? Like the games are over in like the second quarter.
I mean, yesterday was the best game in a couple of weeks. And what that amounted to was, like a bad college game worth of scoring that stayed close until the end of the third, and then the Celtics pulled away for the entire fourth quarter. That was the best we've had.
I think also wasn't it game 3 where the Heat barely beat the Celtics by 7, where the Celtics tried to make a comeback? I think that was
game 3. Correct. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
So that one got
and by
good.
the way, the Mavs and Golden State has been pretty good also. Yeah. The other night was pretty good.
That wasn't the other night only good because Golden State made a huge comeback in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
They outscored them like 39-10 in the fourth quarter, and they still lost by 10.
Yeah.
So even if you point out that one or the one you're talking about where the Celtics came back, Ebro, if that game in game 3, if you turned it on 10 minutes in, though, the Celtics were already down like 19-3.
It was crazy.
It's like it every single night. Hit the button.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Well, and that's courtesy of where the NBA is at, with three-point shooting. If you're hot, you're hot.
And it's over. Honestly, there are nights when I'm like, I love the three-point shot, and there are nights when I'm like, you've gone too far. You can't shoot every possession. It does feel like every Shawnee. If you're watching, I know Shawnee, you don't check in until about this week of the NBA season.
Facts.
You won't believe it's every possession they're shooting the three. That's the analytics of it.
Curry has spoiled the game.
Ruined it.
He is ruining
ruined
it. Everybody wants to be Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not shooting a half-court shot, bro.
No, they
No,
are.
but
the
they
thing
are.
is, they are.
But they are. But they are, though. And it's going
Congratulations.
problem.
You played yourself.